No one signed up? Okay. All right. I'm guessing these students that are coming in did not sign up either. Is this on? Yeah, they're seniors. All right. They have to be, they're students, right? Those are your classmates, right, CJ? All right. Okay, everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6:31, beginning with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're going to start as we have now made our routine to recognize students whose contributions or achievements are outstanding and employees who go beyond the call of duty or community members whose generosity is greatly appreciated. So this month we are very pleased to recognize a number of different folks. The first is Drama Club. If you did not get to see Dwaynesburg Sings Broadway, mark your calendar for next year. It's super fun. It was really, really wonderful. The students did a great job. It's a cabaret style production, and I'm always just so impressed with the huge talent we have from such a small spot, right? So congratulations to the Drama Club for those performances. They were phenomenal. The next thing I'd like to note is that we have 296 students in grades 7 through 12. 156 of them were on high honors for the first quarter, which I think is pretty outstanding, which is a 90% or above for their overall grade point averages. And we had 69 students on the honor roll, which is an 85 or higher. So wonderful job, excellent work. If you are one of those students here in this room, congratulations, good job, keep it up. And then finally, in early November, on the 8th, right before the Veterans Day weekend, we had our annual Veterans Day Assembly at the elementary school, which is headed up by Mrs. Waltz. And it is a phenomenal assembly. It is inspiring and just wonderful. And this year we had the most veterans. I was honored to be part of the breakfast committee feeding all of our veterans and their families after the assembly, but we had 53, I believe it was, veterans attend the assembly with families, and those veterans that had children, grandchildren could go and visit their classrooms after the assembly was over. So it's just an amazing, there's never a dry eye in the house. We had a wonderful speaker, really inspirational this year. So kudos to Mrs. Waltz for pulling that all together, and to all of our servicemen and women for what they do to protect us and support us. Okay. Anybody else have anything that I missed that has come up lately? No? Okay. All right. So next, board discussion of agenda. Does anyone have any questions or comments about the agenda for this evening? I'm going to add and request that do we have to make a motion? I'm going to make a motion to add a very brief executive session, I promise, at the end of the meeting. Oh, at the beginning of the meeting? We're going to have the executive session now? Oh, so we're going to leave and then come back? Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. All right. I'm going to make a motion now that we go into executive session very, very briefly. We will go next door. We will be back, I'm hoping, within 10 minutes tops. Okay, so can I get a motion to go into exec session? Thank you, Sarah. A second? Thank you, Avis. All in favor? Aye. All right. We will be right back. Okay, I'm going to move quickly. A motion to end executive session?
Motion.
Lissa and Sarah at 6:51. Do I have to re-enter the main meeting, or are we all set? Okay, so a motion to resume the open meeting? Avis, first. A second? Second. Thank you, Tony. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you for your patience, everyone. All right. No other questions or concerns about the agenda. I now need a motion to approve the agenda for this regular meeting. Thank you, Tony. A second? I'll second. Thank you, Ray. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Next is public comment. I believe, Celeste, you said no one signed up, but if anyone has joined us since then and has anything they wanted to say, they're very welcome to address the board. Okay. All right. Next is Board of Education minutes. So resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approves the minutes of the regular meeting on November 5th, 2024. May I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Lissa. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ray. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Just before our next meeting in January, we'll have another workshop time for us to talk about our district goals. But we will also be providing the information as we kind of move through creating those goals. We'll have those available to you on our website. So we encourage community involvement in that as well. So this is our work in progress. Or actually, no, this is our official mission statement, I think.
It is.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Partnering with family and communities, Waynesburg Central School District will provide a safe, supportive, and inclusive environment. We are committed to cultivating integrity, fostering community, and instilling pride to prepare every student for success.
Excellent. Okay, so that's what we're working on as far as new business is concerned. Next, one of my favorite things, we have Mr. Gauthier here to talk about Lego and Robotics Club.
Oh, Matt, you can come on down too. Declan can come down too also. So we got a couple kids here. Okay, so robotics club, we meet on Wednesdays after school. That's like our normal time. But then when we get going in our competition build season, we meet like all the time. Like four or 5 days a week, sometimes on the weekends. And we spend in about a 3-month period, we'll put in probably like 100 or 120 hours of meeting time in 3 months. So it's a big commitment, but we got a pretty big group. So these guys helped put this together. This is a picture of one of the robots. This was 2 years ago, and then we were at like a scrimmage meet. It wasn't like our big competition, but it was like a smaller meet with like 15 schools. So it was pretty good. But yeah, so you see we have a pretty big list. They put little stars next to for how many years everyone's been on the team. So you can see that we are very top heavy with some veteran students. So next year's going to be quite the rebuilding year because we're losing quite a few seniors this year. But we got a lot of 7th graders that are very into robotics this year. So we're going to hopefully work on them with some basic skills, and then they will be big help. Let's see. So you guys want to explain what we do in robotics club? Come on, guys.
Well, we do a lot of stuff to build the robot. So that certain things we do, there's welding, lathing, drilling, metal cutting, bolt fastening, programming, wiring, and then just designing on the computer the robot. So that's pretty much what we use to design and build it. And we don't really get what we're supposed to do until early January, like almost soon after New Year's. I don't
Yeah, this year it's usually like January 20th, but this year it's actually, I think, the 4th of January, so it's early.
That's early.
And then we have our competition in late March. So, we participate in what's called FIRST Robotics. It stands for Inspiration Recognition of Science and Technology. It's the biggest robotics competition for high school students in the world. It's pretty awesome. We build a 120 or 130-pound robot. We compete on a field that's 40 feet wide and 75 feet long, so it's pretty big. So it's as exciting as it can get without being like fighting robots. The kids would love to do that, but that's not what we're doing. So in January they tell us what the game is going to be, and it's a unique game every year. And then we have to design and build the robot in three months. So it's pretty exciting. So like we call it the build season. We got a picture of our CAD guy, Jesse, over here. But yeah, the build season, we say, it's a 3-month period where we have, from scratch, we come up with what we're going to build for the competition. And we try to design it on the computer first, as much as we can, and then we start building. There's been years in the past where we've had to not do everything on the computer and then start building because we run out of time, because it's pretty quick. Those 3 months go by very fast. Let's see. Here's one of our robots in the competition. So you see that there's other robots that you are on a team with, and it's random. They just pick 3 robots to go together against 3 other robots, and the matches are 2.5 minutes long. So we do all this work to have the robot work for 2.5 minutes, and it takes a lot to keep them together for 2.5 minutes. In between every match, we're putting stuff back together and fixing things. And that's not going to happen this year, though, right, Matt? No. That's not happening this year. We're going to do a good job. Okay, so the other club I'm part of is I do Lego Club at the elementary school. Did you guys have anything else you want to say about Robotics Club? Yeah, we have a good sense of humor, and the video was one of the kids struggling to drill a hole for like 5 minutes. So, but we took that video down. We didn't need to show that. But we have a good sense of humor in Robotics Club. Yeah.
Can I just mention that they live stream the robotics competition?
They do.
And it's super cool.
It is. It's very exciting.
So if anybody is interested, we'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Let us know when it's happening, because
I love that.
It is exciting. And we will definitely send that post out this year when we do our competition. I think we put it on Parent Square last year. We'll do it again this year. And I know the club would love to come back and show us our finished robot too.
So I'm just
Explain
going to
that.
piggyback on that real quick, because Mr. Bob here is really modest. But he does send it out to all of the high school teachers, and a number of the teachers will live stream it during their classes.
Oh,
So that
cool.
all of the kids, so when he comes back, the kids are like, oh my gosh. So we do watch it during the day at school.
Oh yeah, no, and I hear from other teachers that it's like, everybody make sure that when we have a competition, you hear everybody cheering in the halls, and it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, all the kids in the robotics club are mortified that that's happening, but it's pretty cool, because I told them that last year, and they were like, oh, but that happened. But yeah, so I do Lego Club over at the elementary school. Right now, we've got 28 third and fourth graders that meet with me on Tuesday after school. We go for about an hour. We just got new Lego kits. They're pretty exciting. They all are really enjoying them. Today I took pictures. They're all giving me thumbs up and smiles. But yeah, they all were having a great time. And then in February, I will switch over to doing 5th and 6th graders. And then we have a more advanced Lego kit, which is like Lego robotics. But this one is just like an engineering kit. And I actually brought, I told one of the kids, I was like, do a good job, 'cause I'm going to bring yours to the board meeting. Yeah, so we did this propeller car today. It was a lot of fun. They had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, so we got new Lego kits for the kids this year. Uh-oh, there it goes. Falling apart. Don't tell him. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so. Like, whatever. But yeah, so they, it's good. It's 28 third and fourth graders is a lot, but it's a lot of fun too. So, yeah. So I think that's all I had for Lego Club. Yeah, there it is.
And fixes this.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gauthier. Appreciate it. And Declan and Matt, I think Matt hightailed it out of here after that. So but thank you for participating on the fly. All right. I'm
Thank you,
coming.
Mr. G.
Yes. All right. So the next thing that we have is, I promised very brief regional planning update with me and Kim.
All right, while Melissa's getting up here, just to give you a little bit of the backstory. On September 9th of this year, the Board of Regents adopted an emergency regulation regarding, they call it regionalization. The intent is to establish a strategic approach to address educational disparities, fiscal constraints, and operational inefficiencies across school districts in New York State. And on September 9th, they came out with a memo on actually September 12th, saying that all districts in New York State needed to complete this lovely report in the state portal on regional needs, strengths, etc. It has been a heavy lift. Our partners at NARIC were really helpful. The board, if you remember, I gave you the raw data where they're talking about gaps. And then there's a lot of narratives. Mr. Rivenberg had to put in some financial numbers and things like that, some data in. And out of this was, and Melissa's going to talk more about it, is the districts in the Schoharie region, including Duanesburg, coming together to figure out how we accomplish this mandate. And then Melissa will kind of go through in a little bit. And then, as usual, the state pivot just last week and kind of changed the rules. But we want this opportunity, very brief, just to kind of set the table so that the community knows, the board knows that we're on it, we're working on it, we're collaborating with our partners, and that we've had 2 meetings already with the Board of Education presidents, the vice presidents, superintendents, and the superintendents of Schoharie County. I think this week will be our 4th or 5th meeting in trying to lift this up the hill, as they say.
Okay, I'm going to push these. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Look at that. Okay. So I think it's widely known that our district already collaborates with other districts. So the participating districts for the Schoharie region actually includes a number of districts that are not in the Schoharie County, but we're meeting. I shouldn't say partnering yet, but we're meeting with a group that includes Bern Knox Westerlo, Cobleskill Richmondville, us, Middleburg, Sharon Springs, and Schoharie, which is a lovely group actually. And we all, the reason that Duanesburg is in that group is because our school is certainly much more similar to a Schoharie district than it is to a Schenectady City district, right? So we're facing the same kinds of challenges. So our districts as a whole, as a group, have been meeting for a long time, right? This is not new for us. And we've been working to plan and problem solve and do all those things together already. So, and then BOCES, Kim mentioned NARIC. NARIC and BOCES are one and the same, connected. BOCES and NARIC have been helping us to manage what this mandate was supposed to look like when it was mandated. All right. The purpose here, and I think it's really important to make it clear, is that the purpose here, when people hear the word regionalization, sometimes we get worried that they're going to condense schools and create one regional school, and kids are going to be on buses for 2 hours to get to school. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is a region of school districts coming together and collaborating so that we can make sure that our kids are getting the opportunities that they have had in the past, and enhancing those that we already have. We're looking to be more efficient. We're looking to be proactive in addressing the budgetary problems that are facing us, right? We know they're coming. And then, of course, to meet state mandates. But it was mandated, but literally 5 days ago, they changed it and made it a recommendation. So the good news is that we already do this. So that was not it's been a difficult, as Kim pointed out, it's been a hard lift as far as moving forward quickly and collaborating in such a way that we were going to meet this mandate. But leading up to that, we've been doing this for years and years. All right. So as you may know, we have a number of existing collaborations. We have wonderful special education opportunities and programs here in Duanesburg for students, but not all of our students can have their needs met with us. So we have programs and services that are offered through Cobleskill Richmondville that we have had students take advantage of. BOCES, we know we use career and technical education through BOCES, New Visions. We've used distance learning. Again, we come together with BOCES and collaborating with the other schools in our region to provide professional development and curriculum planning, et cetera. So let's see. And then probably most noticeable to the community is that we have shared academics and athletics. So currently we have a physics teacher that we share with Burn Knox Westerlo in order to ensure that our students have the opportunity to take physics. That teacher travels right back and forth, so it's not distance learning. They're actually here in the building. And we have athletic collaborations with BKW, their soccer program. Declan's on the soccer team. It's the Beagles, because it's the Bulldogs and the Eagles together. And Middleburg and BKW collaborate with us for wrestling as well. We don't have a varsity football team this year, but we have had a modified football team, and that's Heldberg. So that is 4, I think, schools together. So again, not new.
Yeah, and not new. Unofficially, the district has been doing this. Right. So, talking with Jeff Reidenberg, we, Schoharie County superintendents and districts have had a close relationship for over a decade. And Jeff reminds me that, like, hey, if we have a bus breakdown, or if we need to pick up a kid, or they need us to pick up a kid, we do that already. It just hasn't been official, pen to paper, put it in the portal, state ed review. So this is just an opportunity to be better at it and maybe look at it in a more global view.
Right. All right. So I think, again, to be brief, right, it was mandated because we are all facing some challenges, and we all, as particularly districts, rural districts, smaller districts, want to preserve opportunities for students. We know that we're coming upon some very difficult budgetary times, and so we're still not sure what's going to happen with our foundation aid. So there are a lot of balls in the air, if you will, and so that's what this initiative is about, is trying to be proactive around those things. And again, mandates. This particular part, the regionalization part, is not mandated at this time, but we do need to meet state mandates, right, in terms of our curriculum and other offerings, and so sometimes we may find that we want to collaborate in order to make that happen.
And next month's meeting, I'm going to present to the board the Blue Ribbon Commission in Portrait of a Graduate, which came out just a few weeks ago. BOCES superintendents, Capital Region BOCES superintendents, we're still unpacking it. I'm going to unpack it for staff on Friday, and so that we're kind of we have a clear direction, and it is really
All right, this is a timeline, although not really anymore, right?
Well,
As far as
there's-
deadlines and things,
Right,
there
well,
aren't any deadlines.
there's a timeline, so instead of regionalization, one of the big things is we like to say, we're calling it regional planning. Right, so it's not a mandate anymore, it's an initiative to regionally plan and come together. We're still gonna continue the work, because it just makes sense.
Right, exactly. So yes, we don't have any deadlines to meet for the state at the moment, but we will continue to do this work.
So ultimately, with this back slide,
Oh, yeah.
just really quick.
Sure.
So what's gonna happen if the Schoharie districts, actually Capital Region districts, if they choose to move forward and continue with regional planning, what's gonna happen is all those plans are gonna be sent to the BOCES. From there, the great minds at BOCES are gonna have that balcony view across all districts, what the regional needs are, to come up with a plan on how we could do shared resources. So if we choose to move forward and continue to move forward with it, that's ultimately what will happen. By October of '25, there'll be a regional plan put in place.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly what I want to say about this one, other than our goal here is always to provide for our students, right? So we want to preserve our ability to make decisions independently, recognizing that collaboration is going to allow us to make things happen, right? So we're doing this presentation because it's important for the community to understand what this is, particularly if it's sort of out there, that we want everyone to understand what this is. Also to just note that this presentation was prepared based on the meetings that we've had over the last couple of months, and every district that I mentioned is giving the same presentation at their board meeting this month. So this is not to Duanesburg specifically, this is all of us communicating the same message transparently to all of our districts. And we want everyone's input about this. So as this, right now, we're in the plan, right? We're planning, we're talking, we're sort of setting the table, right? When the time comes, we will ask folks to pull up a chair. All right, so then let's see. We're going to continue having these meetings. We have monthly meetings with board leadership and superintendents. Superintendents have a monthly or more than monthly, bi-weekly?
Bi-monthly. Both Schoharie County and Capital Region, so they're twice a month.
Right. So in the short term, we're identifying our priorities, understanding what our needs are going to be, trying to project, what students will need moving forward. We continue to have, again, we're continuing to have meetings. We're continuing to be in communication, and as time goes on, we will continue this planning and work together to ensure that we're preserving opportunities for kids. So then this is just, again, all the folks that are part of this process, and all of the folks that are giving the same presentation. But I think it's a good thing, and I think what's important to take away is that we're ahead of the curve on this, right? Like, we've been doing this for a long time, and now the state is recognizing that maybe that's a good idea. And so we're going to continue doing that important work and ensuring that kids get what they need.
Any questions? Curiosities?
Wonderings?
Wonderings?
Musings? All right, great.
I'm going to leave that to Mr. Reinberg to log me out so I can figure it out.
All right, next up we have the superintendent's report.
Oh, it's my turn again. All right, couple things. First, you're going to see on the agenda tonight, there are a couple appointments that folks that we've hired. I just want, can you wave to everybody? So this is Colleen. Colleen, wave your hand. So you're going to see Colleen. We want to give her a huge shout out and congratulations. We hired Colleen. Colleen was an elementary teacher who, as a second career, her first part of her adult life was in business and in marketing. and decided it wasn't for her and wanted to become a teacher. And she came highly recommended from Bern Knox. She was very well respected from Bern, and we hired her as a business teacher. But if you remember, because her business certification was not in place yet, she was still in the process of taking the tests and all the glory of what you need to do for state ed. And we just found out a couple weeks ago that Colleen had passed all her tests, and that New York State Education Department issued her certification in business. So we can officially put her on a 10-year track for business. We have a business teacher. We're very excited, and Colleen's doing great. I know Colleen had one of her class sales pitch to Jody and I the other day. They did it. They were so cute. About opening up the school store. I know I had mentioned it to the board that it currently isn't on the ECA list, but we are in contract negotiations. We'd like to try and revisit the school store. So she's actually having her, what class is it? Marketing?
My personal finance class.
Personal finance class. The kids created a business model and presented it to us and asked for their blessing to move forward. I know you're meeting with Jeff this week? Next week, yeah. So we make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's. So, well, congratulations, welcome again, and we feel very lucky to have you, Colleen. So the other teacher, and she couldn't be here with us tonight, is Vivian Rambo. That was one of the first where I said I promised I would never do that quick add-on to the agenda. We hired Vivian to teach Spanish because we needed a teacher for opening school. We originally put her on a 10-year track of English because she is a certified English teacher. Vivian, too, last week, while we were notified, she took her test, passed her test in the New York State Education Department, officially provided her Spanish or her, I think they call it, what's the certification? I don't know, world languages certification to teach Spanish. And so she is officially starting her 10-year track as our Spanish teacher here. So we're very excited to have Vivian as well. Couple other things on the agenda you're going to see, and I know it's in your executive content, is Mr. Heron couldn't be here because of basketball practice, but every year he takes his AP class on a trip as like an incentive for kids to take AP classes. And so this year he wanted to mix it up a little, and he wants to go to Philadelphia. I believe the agenda is attached, right, his itinerary. I think, Celeste, you did it, right? So the itinerary, he's looking for the blessings of the board. He's got some grants through the Educational Foundation and other means. And he actually has a private, I don't want to say investor, but when students can't afford to go, he has a few people in the community who like to stay anonymous who will sponsor kids who can't afford to go. So he makes sure that any kid who wants to go in his AP classes has the opportunity to go regardless of cost. And then you're going to see Coach Simpson has requested to do an overnight trip with his basketball team. He did it last year. Jeff and I were working with Coach Simpson for this trip. So he does a fundraiser through his youth basketball team in the summer. Booster Club helps support buying them dinner. And then the only cost to the district last year was transportation, but with us trying to make sure we're tightening our belt, the transportation, the way it works with transportation laws, it was continuous overtime for 2 days. So Jeff and I kind of, sharpened our pencils, and we worked it out with Coach and with the parents that he can have a driver the first day for 8 hours. The district can afford to pay that kind of OT. Get the kids to Utica, get them to dinner, get them to go see a game, get them back to the hotel, and then get back here in 8 hours. And then the parents the next day, actually a lot of the parents stay in the hotel and come see the game. The kids, there's a process where parents can sign their kids out, and then the kids will just go home. So then we're not paying the continuous overtime for that driver. So I think it's a good compromise, and it's over break, so it's not like kids are missing school. So you're going to see that request on there as well. And that's it.
Great. Questions? Okay. Next up, we have Mr. Ivanberg.
All right, so I don't have a lot to say tonight, but last week we received a couple bullet aid grants. which we didn't expect. It just kind of came to surprise. So Kim and I will be looking at what to do with that. Is a total of $105,000 that we received. Looking at what the best way to benefit kids. Though knowing that our budget could still be tight and tough in the future. The foundation aid study was released yesterday from the Rockefeller Institute. They made several recommendations. There's 310 pages to digest. Yeah, 314 pages. Yeah, so it's quite a read. So yeah. So what I will note though is that they did make reference to getting rid of the safe harmless calculation. So those of us that are in the safe harmless calculation, we are going to be looking for tougher times now, or looking to tougher times potentially. So there's a lot of other recommendations. They touched on the zero emission buses and said they made recommendation that the state should pick up the tab on that. So there's a lot to digest on that. And the capital project phase 1 wrapped up for the fall, and then we'll be starting up early spring. And the Buildings and Grounds Committee will be meeting tomorrow. 5, right? 5. Yeah, or 5, yeah.
So yeah, the Rockefellers kind of attached to your weekly update with the summary. There's some good and bad things to talk about.
Yeah.
They recognize that the wealthiest districts get wealthier, and they want to change the metric when they're looking at how successful schools are. It's almost like what they're saying, the more successful a school district is, they should have more revenue. But so it is a lot to unpack. It just came out today, right?
Yesterday it came out, yeah.
We know what we'll try to get local ones.
I noticed in our my inbox today there was a summary from
From school boards.
NISBA, I think.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
School
Yeah.
boards did
Yeah.
this.
So I'm sure we'll be seeing it in a variety of places as we wrap our heads. Anything else?
That's it.
Any questions for Jeff? Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to move on to our financial items. Oh, right. And I do this differently now. Oh, except that I need to. Oh, no, that's. Where is that? No, that's. Oh, no, that's in the next one. Sorry. That's in the next one. The per diem. It's in 8. Okay. All right. So we're going to begin. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve financial items 7.01 to 7.04 as listed in the agenda. May I have a motion? Thank you, Avis. A second? Thank you, Tony. Any comments or questions on these financial reports? Everything is in the agenda. There are copies in the back if anybody out in the audience is super interested. All right. Comments or questions? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Moving on to personnel. Excuse me. The first thing we need to do is to amend, yes? A motion to amend item 8.07. There was an error in the calculation of, this is with regard to our temporary school psychologist while we are searching for a school psychologist with the resignation of Dr. Hallberg. So Elizabeth Whitney is coming in, but there was a miscalculation of her rate of pay. So it would be a motion to amend to an hourly rate of $57.80, which would be the correct amount based on the salary and her step. So may I have a motion for that? Thank you, Sarah. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Lissa. Comments or questions? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. So now that that's okay, so we'll have an amended 8.07. May I have a motion to how am I going to do this? Yes, okay. So a motion to, so we did that. All right, so now a motion to accept, right, or approve approve items 8.01 through 8.08. Sorry, I'm a little bit clunky on this still. For personnel actions. May I have a motion? Thank you, Tony. A second? Thank you, Avis. Again, all of the information is available in the agenda. Comments or questions about this? I'll only just say, again, congratulations. Thank you so much, Mrs. Minsky, for being with us, and for Ms. Rambo. Happy to have those spots filled. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, next item. A resolution based on the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approved the CSE and CPSE minutes from the meetings on November 8th, 14th, 15th, 22nd, 25th, 26th, and 26th of 2024. May I have a motion? Thank you, Ray. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Lissa. Comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Next are these very nice items. I like to approve these kinds of things. Okay, so other resolutions. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Duanesburg Board of Education approved the April 3rd, 2025 AP History field trip to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. May I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Lissa. A second? Thank you, Avis. Comments or questions? Sounds good to me. Where do they
fun.
normally go? Washington? Every other. Okay. Oh, to New York City. Gotcha. You're gonna. Philadelphia is cool. I'm excited for them. It's gonna be. I just went there not that long ago for the first time. Okay. All in favor? All right.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Next item. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent that the Duanesburg Board of Education approve the December 28th and 29th, 2024 basketball trip to Utica, New York. May I have a motion? Thank you, Tony. A second? Comments or, thank you, Ray. Comments or questions?
Did we not approve that with the last one, like in a group? Or
Nope.
Are those different?
That's different.
Okay.
In the
Like
group.
10.1 and 10.2?
What's
all
that?
in the same thing? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's my fault.
I wanted to
No.
make sure I was
Sorry.
voting on what I thought I was voting on.
Sorry.
Just as excited about the trip.
I'm excited about the trip,
That's
so
no
I
big
did them
deal.
separately. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. So in the future, if we have more than one trip, I'll do them all at once.
Okay.
All
you.
right. Any other questions? Sorry about that. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. The last little bit that we have here is just an acknowledgement for an FMLA for an employee this month through the mid-January. We have for the public's information the 2025-2026 budget planning calendar. Oh man, it's very exciting. Jeff, I live for this. I put these in my calendar, ready to go. So everyone can see those starting January 7th. We will initiate our budget planning. Favorite part of the year. And then policy committee will meet on Wednesday, December 18th at 4 p.m. in the district office. And then again, I'll just mention again, buildings and grounds will be meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. in the district office. Any other information that I missed? Okay. Our last motion is to adjourn the meeting. May I have a motion? Thank you, Avis. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ray. So to adjourn the meeting at 7:31. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you very much. Thank you, students, for being here. Happy birthday, Ray.
Thank you.
If anybody needs a signature from one of us for your classes that you showed up here, let us know. Okay. Oh, good. Shannon's here.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to.